The track record for Marvel on Disney Plus has been nothing short of disastrous. No more audiences, no more ratings as show after show goes lower and lower than you ever thought before. But folks, what if we told you that there is an open door? Something good, something grand might actually be on the way from WandaVision? We'll tell you why, and definitely it's not Agatha all along, right now. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we endeavor to deliver the news in the most accurate and truthful way possible. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve requires us to do just that. Joining us today is Spencer from Bounding into Comics. Welcome back, sir.
Always a pleasure to be here, Pro, and I got to admit, I am shocked. I am shocked that we are getting something slightly positive coming out of that dumpster fire that is Marvel.
That's right. We shall see how this goes, folks. Before we dive into the video, you dive into that like button. And remember that every day is a happy day with Spencer. All right, here we go. This is out of Variety. It is by Adam B. Vary and Joe Otterson. Marvel sets Vision series for 2026 with Paul Bettany. Star Trek Picard, EP, Terry Matalas as showrunner. Spencer, I've got to stop
crazy,
for a moment.
Bro. This is
actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, folks. This is good news for Marvel. This is good news for Disney. Folks, don't end the video just yet. We've got lots more to say. Let's dive in and see what's going on here. This is bizarre. They're doing something excellent. Marvel has tapped Star Trek Picard executive producer Terry Matalas to resurrect Vision, the synthezoid. Good grief. Played by Paul Bettany for a new untitled Disney Plus series set for 2026. Variety has learned exclusively Bettany will return to the role and Matalas will serve as showrunner. Now, it goes into the explanation of how we have arrived at the current version of Vision. And, we'll leave it where it is, folks. If you've watched WandaVision, you know, and it actually was somewhat fascinating, I would say. Used the ship of Theseus paradox.
I like that bit, yeah.
Yes, and I very much enjoyed that. One of the only things that really stood out in WandaVision, but that did.
I was just going to say, I think that scene with Paul Bettany talking to himself in the library is probably the best moment from all of WandaVision. And then
the best thing on Marvel on Disney Plus, right, Spencer?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything better. So
I mean, well, to be fair, Pro, I don't know if you saw Echo. That is the best show of all time. There is something.
Not many people did, but I'm keen. Okay, well said on that. All right, well let's go to this paragraph because the real winner here, besides Disney and Marvel, is that they have picked up Terry Matalas, which is absolutely fascinating. Marvel brought in Matalas after work running season 3 of Star Trek Picard, which brought back the cast of Star Trek The Next Generation to widespread acclaim, garnering Matalas a WGA Award nomination for the 2023 series finale, greatly impressed the top brass at the studio, and Marvel chief Kevin Feige, an avowed Trekkie, even recently appeared with Matalas on a 2-hour episode of Star Trek podcast, Inglorious Treksperts. All right, so Spencer, here's where we get into, I think, a fascinating conversation, and that is, there is no doubt in this world that Paramount should have Matalas. Paramount is at the edge of collapse, and they let Matalas get away, and Marvel picked him up. This is a win among wins for a Marvel that's desperate for wins. Spencer, explain to the audience out there why picking up Terry Matalas is absolutely stunningly good for Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you out there who aren't Trekkies or didn't check out any of the new Paramount, CBS, All Access, whatever service it is nowadays, if you didn't check out any of that stuff, and let's be honest, why would you have? The Picard series started off as one of these very, very Jake Skywalker cynical type of stories, right? You had the heroic captain come back and he's laid low because everybody thinks he's awful, he's incompetent, everybody's insulting him. Jake Picard, if you will. So that series was doing terribly and nobody liked it. In comes season 3, and here comes Terry. I can never say his name right, even though you just said it. Matalas.
I say Matalas.
Yeah, like I genuinely, I don't even know if that one's right. I've only
Who knows?
seen it. Yeah,
perhaps it's some sort of exotic Matalas. Who knows? It's a mystery. He's
who knows? Terry Mystique. I like that. There's his there's his stage name, his Broadway name. But Terry comes in for season 3, and he completely revamped what that series was. Where once it was this dark, sad, Picard is broken and his legacy is destroyed and everybody hates him.
The spirit of Jake Skywalker had inhabited him, Spencer.
He was the next host. It went to him. And that's so that's what was going on with Star Trek with Picard for a long time. Terry gets tapped for season 3, and he ends up delivering one of the best, not only Star Trek series of all time or seasons of all time, but one of the better television shows in recent memory. And for those of you who haven't watched it, and understandably, it's going to be a lot of you, but I also know that in our sphere, this, we had a lot of people that we all know and love who watched it and had their opinions changed, because what Terry did is he came in and instead of going, Star Trek? No, that's not Star Trek. He went, no, take all that stuff out of the bin that Paramount threw out. This is what we need to follow. So he respected the source material. He kept the characterizations like you would expect. He didn't try to make it his own property, Terry's Star Trek. He just made Star Trek. So it was a breath of, I will admit that there's probably an element of like, everybody loves him so much because we are just so starved for anything of quality. Like, again, viewers of this channel know Disney stuff is bad. Sony stuff is bad. Netflix stuff, nobody is producing anything good or anything respectful of source materials when it comes to adaptations. So you get one person in there who goes, I like this. I actually like this. And they do a good job of course, sing his praises, well-deserved praises, like sing them all day. And the fact that they lost him after such a giant win, for those who weren't there, at the time Terry joined, Picard was the joke of jokes. It was the Last Jedi of Star Trek. It was, nobody was tuning in. It was the butt of every joke. It wasn't even taken seriously by Hollywood. Then along comes Terry and completely 180s its image. And for some unknown reason, Paramount just drags their feet and lets Marvel swoop in. Like, it is fascinating, just up and down the board, how we got here. And I don't even know why they let him go. So there's a mystery there as well.
Well, incompetence, that's how you do that.
Well, and then, of course.
Apparently, they're somehow at Paramount even more incompetent than Marvel. And Marvel has taken advantage of that. Matalas is so good that there are folks out there who watched the first 2 episodes of Picard and then said, I'll take no more of this, please. But they returned with season 3 because they began to hear that everything had changed. And so that's why, folks, we're not here to be negative about Disney. This channel is not here to be negative about Disney.
No.
It's just that Disney gives us negative nonstop. But this is positive news. There's no way to spin this in any other way. And let me show you, Spencer, just how closely they dodged the bullet here. An earlier version, this back out of Variety, the same article, an earlier version of a Vision series. I know, tongue twistified.
The earlier
had been in development with WandaVision creator Jack Schaefer. But Schaefer's attention turned to running a separate WandaVision spinoff, Agatha All Along, with Catherine Hahn, that is set to premiere in September. Now, to put this in perspective, Jack Schaefer apparently looked at these 2 possibilities and said, I'd like to do Agatha All Along and change the title as a marketing ploy 17 times. That is what I want to bring to the fans. Everyone out there is clamoring, not for a Nightcrawler series, not for Silver Surfer. No. They want Agatha, and I'm here to deliver it. I will not do Vision. I will not continue with this one grand thing that I put into this show. I'll do Agatha instead. And so somehow Marvel has come away from that, managing to snag someone utterly competent, utterly brilliant. I don't know if he's a genius, but he is in comparison to the creative gnats that we have seen lately elsewhere. So Spencer, the Kurtzman era continues.
There you go.
We apologize, Trekkies. We are so sorry for those of you who remain. Spencer, are you at all excited for Agatha? I mean, is that anywhere on your radar? Because I don't I don't even want to review it. You
honestly, Pro, it wasn't until literally 5 seconds ago that I was excited for this show.
Tell the folks about Agatha. What has you excited? And what illicit materials happened 5 seconds ago that changed everything? What happened, Spencer? What do you do in your private life?
The reason I'm so excited for Agatha now, or maybe excited is the wrong word, but supportive of it, is because that what you just read to us, Pro, is one of those one in a bazillion like coincidences or moves that happens where everything just happens to fall into place. The fact that it, like right now, I'm going, thank goodness Agatha all along was greenlit, because it got Schaefer away from Vision. It got her.
Darn it, you've made a point I can't argue with. Darn you, Spencer.
Right?
Darn you, now I like Agatha.
Right, and I sort of look at it, and to make your love for Agatha grow even more, the way this. I know.
Hey, Spencer, you've got to let me wade into this. I only fell in love with Agatha 5 seconds ago as well now.
No, you're an Agatha stan. You've got the T-shirt. You've got one T-shirt with every single
I'm an Agastan
title. Oh my gosh, Pro, that's perfect. But the other element of that is, while you were reading that and you were going, why would she choose Agatha over Vision? And I don't have an answer to that either. But it made me think. It's a really good question, not only because, Vision is the bigger character and Agatha all along is Agatha all along, but had she stuck with Vision, that theoretically could have opened her up to continuing on in some way with the main Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? If she's handling Vision, Vision eventually comes back in an Avengers movie, she's going to be there. If he ever gets a solo movie, she would have been involved. She would have just been in that miasma. So now that she's over there on Agatha's not going anywhere, guy. Like, or what I mean is, like, there's nothing after Agatha like that season 1. Season 1's going to happen. She's not getting a series. She's not going to pop back up in the MCU. She's not going to lead a new comic book series. Like, this is a bad joke that is late. Like, this is a late bad joke that they still think is super funny, even though at this point, maybe like 4 people on Pinterest do. But in that same vein, the fact that she's on Agatha and that will go into a dead end saves the rest of the MCU from having Jack. I intentionally read the comics and then avoided everything about them because it didn't go with my personal beliefs. Schaefer handling the Avengers. Like, I am so in awe of the bullet we dodged here that I don't even know what to say.
Spencer, are you very familiar with Vision from the comics? Are you familiar with the Vision storylines?
Absolutely.
Where do you think this could go then? Where do you think that they might draw inspiration?
Yeah, that's okay. So now you come to the Pro Channel, to the Pro Show for a little bit of non-shilliness. Here's the non-shilliness.
Folks, welcome to the wheelhouse.
Welcome to the Walt Right. So my biggest fear for this series, the Vision has been around for at least like 60, 70 years at this point, now that we're in 2024. And he's had all these stories about what's it mean to be a human? What does it mean to be a hero? How do I find my emotions? My father is Ultron. All this stuff, all this drama you can do. I mean, you saw it play out with that Ship of Theseus line in WandaVision, which was great. I am so fearful that what they're going to look at for inspiration is the Tom King miniseries he did for Marvel in 2016. And the reason I'm really afraid of that is, for those who don't know comic books, which understandably why a lot of people don't, because nobody's reading them, Tom King is Ryan Johnson for comic books, but with like an edgier bent to him. He will, if he gets a hold of your character, rest assured, there's character assassination that's going to happen. Everything is going to be about the message. Everything is a metaphor for toxic masculinity or American imperial. Like, it's so awful. Like, he's just a very, very up his own butt writer. And that makes me fearful that that is what they're going to look for inspiration.
And folks, for comic book knowledge for dummies, for those of you out there who don't follow the comics very closely, there's a very simple barometer that you can use to know if a story from comics is good. Generally, the later the comic came out, the closer to the present, the worse it probably is. That's a good general rule for understanding whether or not it contains wokeness or brokenness or just flat out bad storytelling. That's very, very, very simple. So, one of the interesting things, Spencer, is, you've got Paul Bettany. I'm a huge Paul Bettany fan.
Yeah,
think he's fantastic. Yeah, all of these pieces are adding up together. The question now is, can Marvel bring back folks? Can they bring back the audience? How quickly will people forgive Phase 4, the Phase 5 dive, and what is clearly a 6 that is sick? Spencer, do you think that audiences are ready to hop back on board with Marvel, or do you think it's going to take some time to convince? Maybe they can do this by 2026.
So I am of two opinions on this, and it on one hand I say no, on the other hand I say yes. On the one hand, I say yes because, I mean, look at you and I came out tonight and we had nothing bad to say about this announcement. We are not a thing.
This is totally positive,
this, right? Like, this is a positive development. So I think you and I will not be alone in that sentiment. And the more goodwill and word of mouth that gets spread about the series, in its pre-production, it's going to help bring people and go, maybe this is something I can get back into. Sort of, I've been out of Marvel for so long, maybe they finally done something right. And then hopefully everything works out from there. And if the first couple episodes prove to be well produced, which I kind of assume they will be, you have a positive moment for the MCU where I think people will start coming back, maybe not in droves, not like Spider-Man No Way Home numbers, but definitely decent numbers, maybe Far From Home numbers where people weren't super interested but still like the MCU. The negative bit about it is that when it comes to, oh my gosh, oh no, you might have to cut like that really quick because I think I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Why am I not?
Can Spencer get back to the train?
Can I do it? Ask me the question again, Pro.
Well, let me ask you a different question, Spencer.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one because this is on my mind and it's rather humorous.
Yeah.
Any chance that it might seem crazy, but do you think that they could use Vision to connect with a Jarvis from another dimension in the multiverse to call forth an Iron Man to come save the day in a future multiversal battle of the ages?
Oh no, Pro, is that what you've been doing with your time lately? We all know you've been working on stuff behind the scenes.
Fan fictioning to the heavens. Now I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to do it. Well, if I were a Marvel writer, it would be Iron Woman that he would be reaching out to, and it would be a big shock and a surprise, and she would destroy the patriarchy, of course.
Oh, she would smash them all down and let you know that, of course, Iron Woman saved the day because it's Iron Woman, right?
Yes, or maybe she's Iron Lady. She's definitely not Iron Maiden. And yes, folks, we may have spent all that time to get to that very joke. You're welcome.
See,
Spencer,
we are so positive here that we just spent that entire time building up to a very bad pun.
Oh, but it was so worth it. And folks, we hope that you have thought this video is worth it. If you have, click the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, it's the notification bell, drop a comment down below. Let us know where is the negative in this story, because frankly and rarely, we can't find it. And that has been so seldom in recent Disney past, but in this case, this is just flat out positive. Spencer, you have done a fantastic job leading us through what we might see Marvel do in the future. Tell the folks out there where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to see more of me personally, you can find me on Twitter at KabutoWriterMav. If you want to see me every Friday, I host a live stream on my personal YouTube channel at Studio Kabuto, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's sort of a general hangout. Come talk about all the nerdy stuff we talk about in our spheres. And aside from that, you guys know it. You guys love it. Check out boundingintocomics.com every day. Check out the site. Check out the Twitter. Check out the YouTube. We've got new stuff going up across the board all the time. No shill news. We're not bought out by anybody, so you can trust us.
Absolutely love it all. And Spencer, I stopped by your live stream on Friday nights, and I have to say that, folks, you're missing out if you're not connecting with Spencer on Friday evenings. Folks, we also hope that you're connecting well with those you love so well this Memorial Day weekend. If you celebrate, make sure you are safe and having fun. And we just wish you the happiest and best of times over these next days, and ponder the things that are important, the reasons for this holiday. Folks, it is time for us to bid you adieu, but do not fret, not yet, for more content is coming your way 3 times daily right here on the Pro Channel. And folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and apparently, like Paul Bettany, keep having fun.
What are you doing?
Well, I was feeling really behind and uneducated on all the happenings in the entertainment world. So, I was trying to work out a solution, specifically around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And, well, this is what I came to.
That's not what that means.
Oh.
But, why wouldn't you just watch Midnight's Edge on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? And on Tuesdays, on WDW Pro's channel, you got the Pro Show, and on Thursdays, you got That Park Place with Jonas and Vash.
Jonas? That guy sucks.
Well, feel free to jump in the chat and remind him of that regularly.
I won't feel free. I am free, baby. But I think you forgot something important.
What's that?
On Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, there's something really special that happens on Florals from Under a Rock.
Ah, right.
Under a Rock, where we don't simply talk about entertainment, we actually try to be the entertainment. Which, I mean, Floral, you're actually kind of dragging the show down, you know what I mean?
Well, theoretically, you and everyone else knows now what's happening at 12 Eastern Time throughout the week.
Yep. Now, just a point of clarity. You say 12 p.m. Eastern Time that the Midnight's Edge will be happening. Is Tom gonna commit to being on time?
That's a fair question.
Okay.